Oh, okay. Well,
I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
And why is it not that bad, Jeff?
Well, okay, so I guess this is what I'm leading off here is like, what are the bad professional team names? Because I think Vegas Golden Knights is good.
I would have needed preparation for this. I'm sure I could come up with... Like,
I mean, we talked about Washington, and that's... The conundrum they have is whatever they take, as far as I'm concerned, is never going to stand up to what they gave up.
well, yeah.
I like Washington football team, but
Commanders is
Well,
terrible.
yes.
Commanders is awful. Guardians is awful.
Yep.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
the
it's
worst.
terrible.
It's so...
I think I almost was going to call them the Indians.
Oh, instead of the
What,
Redskins?
Cleveland?
No, yeah.
Yeah, they're the Indians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Guardians was even going to come out of my mouth.
Compared to the Indians?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just because I brought it up right now, but I think I said Cleveland instead of actual... I don't think there's any way I would have said Guardians.
No, of course not.
So yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, okay.
What's the Colorado Springs team called?
Oh, right now?
The Flames?
Is that what it is?
Vibes.
The Vibes.
Vibes.
That's terrible.
That's
pretty
terrible.
bad.
That is
Yeah.
absolutely maybe
Yeah.
the
We
worst.
were supposed to
That's
be
rough.
the, like, what was it, the Oysters?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Rocky, yeah.
Rocky Mountain Oysters, yeah. And everybody voted on that, and they're still like, no, we're going to be the Vibes.
Vibes is just, it is the dumbest name I've
That was
heard.
the year that Black Forest burned down.
Was it really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a horrible name. Like, absolutely.
Well, it's like not even double A anymore.
I don't have a clue what they are.
Yeah, no, they're double A. Rocky's like triple A team is down in
The Isotopes?
the Isotopes, yeah, down in Albuquerque.
Which is cool. I totally dig that.
Well, other than the fact that we lost them, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
gotcha. But the fact that you take the name from The Simpsons is just awesome.
It's the joke name, and I respect when you actually take the joke name.
It's cool, man. I totally dig it.
Yeah. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
When you're a minor league team, 100%.
Come on, man. Like Sky Sox was great.
That was fine, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, if you're in Albuquerque, yeah, you totally
Fuck those
run
people. They took our team, man.
Oh, they didn't take it. We gave it away. We didn't fight for it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
We didn't fight for it. Well, because I don't know.
Well, because like Coors is like 45 minutes away, whatever. Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah,
I don't know.
but that's the thing is we didn't. Okay, we didn't fight for it, but I don't think they really advocated for themselves. I will say in the
No,
80s.
of course not, because we didn't give them shit for ticket sales.
Well, no, that's
Is
not
that
what I'm
the
saying.
problem was?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, man, that team went like through 3 ownership structures to try and keep it here.
Gotcha.
They could never make any money off of it.
Well, in like I'll say this in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, they pushed it. They at least they were advertising, they were doing events, they were like trying to make things work.
Well, it was after the 90s. Because the Coors team didn't start up to what, 91, 92?
Somewhere around there.
Rockies? Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
even
right around. Yeah.
Yeah, we well, I mean, the previous like AAA team around here was the Zephyrs.
yeah.
They were up in Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like at least then they were still pushing the team hard. Like they didn't talk about them for like the last like 10 years that we were here. It was just like they treated it like a word of mouth thing. I didn't see any
No,
kind
because
of
everybody drives 45 minutes up to Denver just goes to watch the Rockies.
Well, I understand that, but I mean the team has to push itself. It's not just an organic like shoulder tap like, hey, we have a baseball team here. You want to come? It's like, no, they sort of relied on that to be the case. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
If you want people to come, you got to let people know. You got to give them a reason.
Well, they used to have good deals. They had $2 Tuesdays. So, $2 tickets, $2 parking, $2 beers. So,
That's not a bad time.
but it was on Tuesday.
Well, and I know they always did they did well every firework night, Fridays and Saturdays. So, whenever they did that, they'd always do well. But
Do they still do fireworks?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, they still do. But yeah, I mean,
And it's still the vibes that are over there.
I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah,
could see it
okay.
lit up, but I don't go.
Yeah, no,
It's not.
no, I wouldn't either.
It's not the team that I grew up with, which is kind of like bitchy. But I don't know. I don't want to go. But there
They're
was
not
something.
wrong. Oh.
Hey, there was something cool about it. Like, I know you're saying like, hey, go 45 minutes that way, but I mean, there was something cool about like when the guys would get sent down here and you'd get their autographs and shit.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
that's where I got Jambi's. Like,
Yeah.
that's where he signed my jersey and
Yeah.
stuff. It was cool, but yeah, it wasn't well promoted. But
Nope.
still, at the same point in time, I mean, like, this community is not going to support baseball.
They could.
But they didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the chicken egg thing. Like, it's just like having it there is clearly not enough to make people go.
No, but everybody like up north would just drive up to Coors. So I'd actually watch like actual baseball.
Well, it is actually that again. That if you want people to come, you have to incentivize them or make them want to come.
Right, or at least listen to the community and call it the Rocky Mountain Oysters.
That too. Yeah, that's the thing. It's we lost it. We didn't give them the love that they deserved, but they also didn't fight for it.
Yeah, but they tried for years to get the stadium put downtown. So, which was probably way better for them.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where would it go?
It was
the
supposed to be like
amphitheater is.
like wherever they built the fucking soccer stadium down there. So just off like Vermaho or whatever.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I pay attention
Yeah.
to nothing downtown.
So they're like, oh no, it's way out on Powers and Barnes, and everybody's like, ooh, gross.
But that's like the hub of Colorado
Look
Springs
at
now.
all of the suburban houses just
But
right
that
there
was
next
10
to...
years ago, man. So,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before it was nothing.
Oh yeah.
It was where you go launch fireworks.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It was
Blow stuff up in the,
the field. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take out your ATV.
Yeah, man, because I can remember like networks and stuff, especially like Fox used to push them hard. They'd constantly be doing like
Oh yeah.
stuff like that. So
Fox 21.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
yeah, and I think they also they used to, I think they used to push the schools hard too about doing like events.
Yeah, there
and
would be.
yeah.
But I don't know. They might do. No, my kids don't get anything.
Oh, nothing. Yeah.
Do yours? Does
Nothing.
No Skate City, no nothing.
Oh, we get Skate City,
Yeah, we
Okay.
get Skate City. So,
but definitely nothing for the vibes.
You've never talked about it, so I don't. Yeah.
They have a weird random thing every now and then for, like, your kid can get on the field for it for something.
Oh,
It's like once
yeah,
a year.
yeah, like throw out the first pitch kind of stuff.
They're definitely not throwing out the first pitch. But
Oh, well, I guarantee.
yeah, it's just like running the baselines in some
Doing
fucking
something
costume.
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
I guarantee you out here, if you want to throw out the first pitch at a Vibes game, it's like $50.
probably.
Yeah, yeah.
If that.
Well, last year we went up to Coors Field and they had their 4th of July thing. It wasn't fireworks; they did a drone show, and they actually, depending on where you were sitting in the stadium, you actually got to leave your seats and go onto the field to
Oh,
watch it because it would be
Really?
overhead. And I was like, "Whoa! They're letting thousands of people
They're
onto
letting
the
fucking
field.
normies
This
on
is
the field?
Crazy! I can't believe
I
this."
saw one the other day where it was a drone show, but the drones also launched fireworks.
Dang!
It's like we
Or
have
missiles.
crossed into new territory, and it was a badass show too.
It
was like, wow.
is.
Yeah. It's a new thing where you're like, wait a second, what if we don't have to launch the fireworks from the ground?
Oh yeah.
I was like, I never considered that perspective. That was always part of the firework. So yeah, it was really cool. I was like, I would have loved this as a kid.
Well, I heard on the news that there's drones flying over our
You okay?
Yeah.
missile silos or Air Force bases and things like that. And they're just
that's
like,
Dude,
great.
you can find them on fucking
like,
Google
it's
Maps.
fine. Really? Just flying over
Yeah,
stuff?
of course, man. So go look at Northcom. Google Maps. It'll show you where all our missiles are. Nobody gives a fuck.
But you're not going to do anything about it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shoot down the drones. Military guys need target practice.
I think there's more effective ways to shoot them down.
Yeah, with other
I
nuclear
bet
missiles.
you would get every single one of those guys to sign up to take their turns at it.
I don't. I swear
They're
I saw
not
something.
firing
Yeah.
them at you. Yeah.
Those guys would love target practice on a drone.
Well, yeah, but there's like 4 guys in each like silo.
I guarantee you all 4 of them would want to do it.
Well, yeah.
No, because these are the guys that I've pulled to the border.
Wait, what?
These are. You only have like 2 guys on silos because I've put I've apportioned most of these guys to the border, where they will be taking pot shots at potential invaders.
Oh, in your world.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right,
Correct.
just
Yes.
world. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, the guys that I worked with in the cyber world that were ex-military would do this in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
imagine,
bored
yeah.
as fuck. Yeah.
They said that was the favorite part of the military is there's certain days they go, well, we gotta go through all this ammo. And it's just,
Bill used to talk about that. Yeah. Herbert.
So, yeah, you give these guys, hey, drone's over. All right, boys. First one, knock it down. But dinner's free.
That's where he taught me about
Winner, chicken dinner. Yeah.
the Mark 21 grenade launcher.
Yeah, they get to go through all this stuff,
Yeah.
man. It's
You
crazy.
just
It's
blow up a hill.
expired.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That is
It's
crazy.
like, what do you do? It's like you blow up a hill for 3 days. It's like, you're kidding me. This is what the military... It's like...
No. Yeah.
Now, he also told me about some of the martial arts shit that they used to do.
Well, where they fight each other with the giant Q-tips?
Wasn't that? No, this was basically... This was the actual, Muay Thai stuff, where you go out there and you kick the tree and stuff like that to harden up your shins and stuff. Like, oh my god, fuck that.
I'll wear a bigger boot.
Muay Thai? What?
Yeah, so... the way this works is you can watch... Oh god, there's this guy with the finger.
Guy with the finger?
Yeah, there's this dude whose finger, he'll basically, break rocks with one finger. And the thing looks deformed. So the thing is...
It's no longer a finger, it's the thing.
No, it's creepy. But yeah, he can sit there, he'll just take a rock this thick and just, bam, put it on through. So the way this works is, in your shins and, your arms and stuff.
So
The way that...
touch your kids with that, or what?
I didn't see him doing that on the video. But the way this works is,
sign a check and...
So anytime that you see, in martial arts movies where you see a dude just kicking a tree, what they're doing is they're microfracturing their bone, right? Because what happens is you microfracture it heals up, it basically calcifies, and that's why these dudes in the MMA and stuff can do these kicks that would snap your leg in half.
Well, right, yeah.
And so he was saying, yeah, you do some of that military stuff where you go out there and you kick the tree for... It's like, fuck that.
Our military?
He said his unit did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My guys never said that, but
we
I
just
also didn't ask
drone
about
people now.
I know. There's that. I've heard that drones are one of the things that actually lasers are effective against.
Well, there's a lot of anti-drone technology. Most of it's jammer based and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, test all that stuff out on these people that are flying drones over your military base.
So I saw a thing on the telegrams today that like a North Korean unit defected.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah, so apparently there was an entire North Korean unit that was sent as a gift to Mr. Putin. And they all showed up missing.
Whoa.
Like they just disappeared into Russia?
No, they disappeared into Ukraine. So.
I
I was like, wait a minute, you guys have Mickey D's over there? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw that today. I don't know if that's true. So.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But it was an entire battalion of North Korean, like, infantrymen who just walked over the border and said, like, yeah, we want
out.
This is our chance to leave.
Yeah, we're good.
We didn't want to be there. We don't want to be here.
Yeah, you got McFish fillets over there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Is that mayonnaise? You know what? I don't care.
I don't care.
It's still good.
Yeah,
It's still good.
Tartar.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing I watched, did this happen? Did any of you watch that disastrous interview?
With Kamala today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was she interviewing with?
Brett Baer.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
She just dodges every direct question.
The
I heard
clips.
she was going to go on Rogan next week.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, okay.
They've been talking about it. So Trump was talking about it too.
Do you think he'll actually show up on Rogan?
I think either of them would.
Okay.
Harris is basically she's cooked at this point. She
I don't know if she's entirely cooked, but
she's cooked, dude.
I don't
she
know.
gave-
I've seen some of the 270 maps, and if she can actually take North Carolina, she's actually still in the running. So
I don't see it. Like today.
well, I don't know. I haven't done the math, so
She's hitting every
She's
talk
hitting
show.
everything, and every time she does, she loses.
she was on Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was on like some girl that daddy's show.
Yeah,
or something.
basically, it's fucking like. It's basically like periods the
oh my
the
god,
podcast.
it's
so
so
it's
bad.
What
just
is it?
It's
some-
some girl podcast that she
Call Me Daddy. I
Call
think.
Me Daddy.
Yeah,
Call Me
yeah,
Daddy?
some stupid.
Yeah, that's the
like,
name of the show. Is
Never
Call
heard
Me
of
Daddy.
that.
It's about
It's
sex
not
show,
for us.
Like,
It's not.
it's like sex tips, relation tips, and all that kind of stuff. And she was on there just do it like.
Okay.
But like she just answers the same things every single time.
See, I'd be
And
really curious if she showed up on Rogan.
She's just gonna dodge all the questions.
Well, I don't know. Is he going to let her get away with that? I don't know.
Brett Baer didn't.
He was trying, and she
Well, I didn't see that
still
today.
would just be like, every time it'd be like, cause he asked her like, so how many people do you think actually crossed over the border and things like that? Since you were, it's your guys' office and all that kind of thing.
4 million.
She's like,
She didn't answer.
she's like, that's not the point we're talking about here. Let's talk to the point.
No,
I
she
brought up
spit-
the bill.
She said, "Come on, you know what we're talking about." And he said, "Actually, I don't know what we're talking about."
And then she's like, "Oh no, we're talking about the bill. I tried to make a bill. We, signed over the bill right off the bat, and we did the, and it's just like,
That happened today?
oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
happened
okay.
like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't get a chance
Dude,
to see
the clips from it are fucking unreal.
I watched the whole one.
I watched the thing too, but I mean, just the bites that you can take from it are ridiculous.
She just will
She
not
said-
answer a single question.
She said, and I quote, "You have to be responsible for what happens during your administration."
All right. Because the sex change for parole or for prisoners was,
What is this?
that she was saying she's got a commercial, or Trump's got a commercial out that she wanted to approve of sex changes for prisoners and have the government pay for it.
Okay.
And she's like, well, that was in effect during Trump's presidency.
Was it?
And Bear's like, yeah, but Trump never advocated for it, and nobody ever
Had it happen.
had it happen during his. She's like, no, but if it happens during your policy, then what Jeff said.
You have to take responsibility for what happened under your administration. Ergo,
it's Trump to blame, but that means then everything
The
that went
past
under
4 years
is under you.
Well, yeah,
right?
he's a little bit far removed from that.
But she's like, well, this is on Trump, even though she's the one that has said that she would endorse it.
Dude, it's just.
So
just
what
watch
podcast was this on?
This was Fox. Brett Baer had an interview with her on Fox.
Brett Baer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
so-
man, I'll have to go check that
Yeah,
out.
like
Yeah,
he
it's-
tried, and she would just talk right
Brett
over
Baer
him.
is actually really even-handed with a lot of
People
stuff.
thought
Yeah.
that he was gonna just take it easy on her.
No, he won't.
It wasn't brutal. He just was getting tired about.
he beat up Trump several times.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's why they were saying is they
okay.
thought they were good that he was gonna take it easy on her. He didn't.
No,
didn't.
he won't.
It was
Yeah.
just annoying because he'd just be like,
He's just got that like
Ask
bowl haircut.
He has that like forward like that sling blade like leaning forward thing.
Yeah, he ain't got no gas in it.
He's just his posture is fucked up. And that was the thing at the end.
No, I love that dude.
He even said at the end, he's like, okay, so we got like 4 people over here waving at us to end the interview.
because they were going to record it and then it was going to be a half
Who
hour
were the
later.
people waving to?
The show, like, because they
The
were
handlers,
because
yeah.
they had
Her
a half hour.
handlers, or-
No, it wasn't his It was his handlers.
No, because they were yelling at them.
Yeah, because he had to be done because they were recording it a half hour early and then showing it live, basically. Right. So they had to.
Oh, okay.
They were supposed to get 25 minutes.
Really? Was it done live?
So they were going to record it and then literally play it right after. So just in case. So they weren't going to be able to cut anything
Oh,
out.
that would be interesting.
So
Tomorrow.
they had 25 minutes, and then the show was, and then it was supposed to be over, and then go right and then play it immediately as it's his show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they always have to have a little bit of a delay.
So her people said, she's actually only going to do 20 minutes. And then she showed up 10 minutes late.
Oh, okay.
So they were pushing into the part of the show. So that's why the people were like, we have to end this now. You're going into the show
your
where
thing,
we're going to
yeah.
be playing it. Like, we have to end it now. So it wasn't her people trying to pull the plug. It was actually his people trying to.
The Fox people?
Yeah, because they're just like, the show is, we have to be able to air this, so this has to be done.
Well, you have to fit in the time slot.
So, that they were just like, but yeah, he's just like, yeah.
Oh, man, I'll be curious to see that tomorrow.
He's like, it was great, yeah.
Watch it tonight, man. It's crazy. It's
Oh, no, man, I wait. I try and give everything 24 hours.
Let it burn you. But I mean, this one, it's not edited, it's not anything, it's just
That's
straight
good.
up the,
Nah, I'd like to see it.
not like the 60 Minutes one that was hacked to bits.
Yeah. I have a little inside information on that.
What's that?
So my uncle was an editor on 60 Minutes. So for many, many years. So, and they've always edited everything. Just try and fit it in that 42-minute block there. So, I don't know. Well, he's long retired now, like 10 years retired. So, but I can see why they did that.
To fit the show, or like to...
Both. Yeah, to fit the show, but also to like push a narrative. So 60 Minutes has always done that. So yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty pathetic.
I didn't see that one.
She was very argumentative. Like, they would just be talking over each
So,
other.
yeah, no, I saw some of the clips on that, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." So, and then how they like switched a couple of her answers. That was that's pretty like jarring, you know.
what, the 60 Minutes thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Where they splice like 4 different
Well, they're
responses
just trying to
into
like
the
cut
one.
it down to a certain point in time, but also like direct it towards a particular narrative where she's like much more articulate than what she actually is. Yeah.
But in this
No,
one today,
this
she
was-
was talking all over him. Like, just would not.
See, that'll be interesting. I'll have to go watch that tomorrow.
But he wasn't having it either. I mean, that was the thing.
No,
was
as soon as
just-
she quit answering the question, he's like, "Hey, no, I was asking this."
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm answering it." He's like,
Yeah, she was being
But Brett Baer has done that to Donald Trump too. So
Well, Trump does ramble on.
That's the thing is every interview with him in hostile territory ends up that way, regardless of the interview. So
in
he's
friendly territory, it happens too.
well,
Unless it's like fucking, Tucker Carlson.
He was very nice today. He was in like a women's town hall.
well, he was
Trump?
he was in Chicago.
Well, he did a women's town
Well,
hall.
yeah, he did two things today. Yeah,
What was that?
The Faulkner Focus had a town hall in. Was it in? No, it was in. I think it was one of the states up there, but yeah, it was only women voters that were allowed into the town hall, and they all got to ask him questions and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he was trying to cater to the
On
women.
what platform?
It was showing on Fox because Faulkner is one of the Fox people, and so,
See, that'd be interesting to see.
But he had pretty good answers. He was calm, took them all and was good. It wasn't hostile.
He wasn't a dick.
No, he was being nice. He would thank the people. He'd be like, that was a very well phrased question. Like even one lady, I don't remember what topic it was, but she's like, you need to be hired because that question was phrased perfectly. Like, way to cover everything.
Well, when he talks with actual human beings, like he's, I don't think he's a good debater. When it comes down to it, I don't think he's a good debater. He's
terrible at it.
I mean, I'm not going to say that he's got into this where it's been like friendly territory, but that doesn't matter. He exposes the worst side of himself on those things. When he does things like that, he did today. He did that economic forum thing in Chicago. That was the other thing he did, right? Came across incredibly personable. Just like if you ever see him in a crowd and people are just like talking to him,
he's fine.
He's fine. He comes across very warm, right? But as soon as he gets into that like defensive mode, it's like, man, you're just like grumpy as shit. Whereas today's interview with Harris, I mean, like there's no recovering from this. This is what I'm saying is like I understand why she did it because you don't. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is her media blitz on friendly territory didn't expose anything meaningful.
No.
So she had to go ahead and do something that would warrant like going into quote unquote enemy territory, and she got lit the fuck up.
See, that's why I'm curious if she actually goes into like if she actually does Rogan. That'd be interesting to watch.
Rogan invited her on. I mean, that's the thing. He said,
he did. Yeah. If she takes him up on that, I'll be curious to watch that.
Oh, I'll watch.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And again, I don't know if he would necessarily like hold her feet to the flames in the same way, because he doesn't do that. That's not his. Yeah, that's not his thing. He wouldn't do that to Trump. He wouldn't do that to Harris. So.
He might do it to Trump a little bit. I mean, they've had a little feudy kind of thing going on for a little while.
He said he wouldn't have him on.
Oh,
well,
really?
no, I remember that. He didn't want to help the guy. So, yeah, no, I know that. And my understanding behind that was, like, Trump was like, oh, no, we're only going to do, like, 45 minutes. And she's like, Joe's like, no, it's a 3-hour interview.
Yeah.
So show up or don't. So,
wow.
Hey, Sanders showed up. I mean, that's the...
But Sanders only had, like, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And same thing with RFK Jr. He's had just about everybody on. So, very interesting. You have to punch through all the MMA bullshit.
Well, I actually kind of like that stuff too, but...
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't follow it as much as I used to, but I used to really enjoy it.
I watch him every week. So.
You do? The fights?
Rogan?
No, the MMA.
No.
Oh.
I watch Rogan every week.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I know about MMA.
No, well, I used to watch that too.
Yeah, no, I don't watch that.
I never got into it.
Yeah, no, me either. So.
Kid got abducted.
Yeah, I have those turned off.
It happened.
I don't even know where to turn it off.
Oh man, I had to do some weird shit with my phone this week. Had to uninstall and reinstall like the Messages app. It was weird.
What, the actual SMS?
Yeah.
Why?
There was this message where it was saying like it would like RCS chats were disabled. I couldn't text you guys. Yeah, shit was disabled.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. This again goes with like the YouTube thing. I think there was a bad update.
Oh, you know what? My message thing did say, "Do you want to update?" And I said no.
Oh.
Eh.
So maybe I won't update it.
You know what? You say no, eventually it's going to do it anyway.
Well,
It's gonna
yeah.
make you do it. Yeah.
But I was getting ready to text, and I'm like, well, no, I don't want to do it now. And it doesn't say, like, do you want to schedule it later or anything like that. It's just like, yes, no. I'm like, well, no.
But for what?
It said the message app needed to be updated.
Uh-huh.
And so I just said,
Yeah.
no. But maybe he said yes. And
I don't say yes to anything.
No, me neither. Yeah.
But eventually it will
you
make
do
you
want
do
those
it.
phone updates.
Yeah.
The phone updates, yeah, I don't have
You
a choice.
really do want those. Because those are the ones blocking all the
I've
all the
been getting,
vulnerabilities
like, Google
to it.
push notifications to like update my actual like Chrome.
Yeah, you
I don't
wanna
want to
update-
do it, man.
You want to update that too.
Really?
Yeah, because they are putting out those updates mainly for the vulnerabilities that have been out there.
What if I just don't use Chrome?
Well, then, fuck
Yeah,
that.
okay, all right.
If you don't use it, then
So my home machine, I've started using Edge again.
okay.
A lot more. Work machine, same thing, but phone is all like, no, man, you need this Chrome update, this Android update. And I'm like, my phone's like 6 years old.
Yeah, yours is.
Exactly, vulnerable.
Oh man, I don't know how long they'll keep putting out updates for you.
Yeah, see, that's why he keeps asking me to make me do it.
I wonder how long they do keep pushing updates for phones. Since there aren't too many people, I wouldn't think that happened for 6 years. They probably had a decade. They probably shut it down.
Uh-huh.
Well, are you talking about the company?
Yeah,
Or,
well, they quit designing patches and stuff for the older devices.
Yeah, eventually you just phase that out.
well, no, okay, so you'll keep getting updates for it as long as the Android version is current. So they I can't even remember. It was always
So eventually your Android, like,
I guess it is just the operating system. Yeah.
yeah.
and it just can't match the hardware of the phone.
It's possible, but I mean the base operating system of your phone is I haven't seen it become outdated, since I've worked for T-Mobile.
Okay.
And those were some old ass phones that
It's a while ago.
eventually
Yeah.
because they all were alphabetically some kind of like dessert where it was like apple and then brownie and then
Oh yeah, that's right. It was.
and then like eclair, and then I don't know what it is at this point, but as long as you have the most,
Tiramisu.
I don't think they're that far in the alphabet. I wouldn't doubt it, but yeah, because the guy went to like jelly bean and all that other stuff. But as long as you had the current version, it would update you because that's where all and that. Like I said, it was only like the really old like Android phones that eventually like stopped.
Fuck. I might be getting there.
Nah,
I don't think so. No.
6 years? No, you're good.
6 years? Okay. All right.
I mean, eventually, I'm sorry, but you will have to replace your phone.
I
but-
will, but...
And your battery's still good?
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
That's crazy.
I do have to charge it every night, but...
Well, I charge mine every
Yeah,
night,
okay.
no matter what. Which I guess makes it worse, but
Does it?
you're supposed to wait till it gets to like almost zero and then charge it and then take it off when it's fully charged. And,
Really?
yeah. If you want to maximize your battery life and it being able to operate without being
Well, it's not a fucking car, so yeah.
Well, all right, I can go into the science of it. It's boring,
I get it, yeah.
and you know it too.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's not going to save you that much battery life by doing that.
No. And
It is true. I mean, you can extend it, but
you can. And it'll last
What, by
longer
draining your battery all the way down?
before you charge it.
Why?
Because you're letting the cells totally... It's creating that big up and down swing that maximizes how the battery
Does
operates.
that, like, help it charge faster?
No, not faster. but it holds the charge better. And it won't need to be charged as often. Like, like I'll sometimes charge mine during the middle of the day. If you did this whole process and you're dedicated
if I'm not
to
using mine, I put it on a charger.
Yeah, that totally ruins how long it'll last without your charger.
Oh.
But I don't care. I'll just be near the charger.
It's like, how many hours do I get out of this?
Well, whatever hours they say your phone's supposed to last without it, there's no way mine lasts that long. Does yours anymore?
No.
No. Yeah,
no. Well, no. But all right. So I don't care. The here's the thing is, ever since they actually introduced the super fast charging, I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Because it can go from 0 to 100% in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. True.
So I could give a shit about it.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, that's if it's what I ended up doing was I ended up buying like 5 of those chargers, right? Because it comes with one, but I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna
the super fast ones.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yours won't do it.
Oh, because it's that old.
It's a little bit, yeah. It won't do it.
What'll it do to it?
So like
You can still charge.
like the thingy that's got like the lightning bolt on it.
It's actually there's one above that.
Really?
Yep. So
And it'll actually say on your phone.
yeah,
Super.
it'll say like there's charging, and then there's fast charging,
Fast
which is,
charging.
and then there's super fast charging, which has a different.
I get the fast charging one.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there's a different plug that this applies to that you'll go into and cord. And so I just bought like 5 of these things, and I just plugged them in everywhere at the house. So if it's running low,
Just
well,
doink.
watch the TV.
Just
Just
runs
doink.
off a normal outlet.
Yeah.
No, but you have to
have the
the block.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
I did not know this.
And it goes, yeah, like he said, it
does.
It's quick.
And so yeah, that's the thing is I'm never worried about it because even if you're dying, plug in for 5 minutes, it'll
It
get
gets
you like
30%.
yeah.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
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 It is just
Shit, man.
Don't
I'm
fuck
still
around,
living in
man.
the Stone Age.
You are. I know you don't want to replace that thing, and I get it. It's been a while since I haven't either.
Yeah, no. Like, if I don't break the screen, it's not busted.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I got in this discussion about like clothes and stuff, right?
Clothes?
Yeah, because you can't talk to
the sleeve's still attached. It's still
That's kind of it. I was like,
Okay, I get it, though.
again, this was something where
They're
like
not completely detached.
where again this was another thing of like where Marina's like, why are you always taking my husband's side? I'm like, because I'm a guy, and unless the shirt has disintegrated, it's still good.
just because it has an extra armhole doesn't
Right, that's where you put the deodorant.
It's like,
Come on.
well, because the thing is like, because guys won't judge each other. It's only you, because all the rest were like, hey, that shirt's still good.
I toss my shirts. I'm happy to toss my shirt.
I threw away like 4 garbage bags full of clothes.
I tell someone they get armor plated.
Yeah, you sweat like a freak, but yeah.
Thanks.
I have the
I do too. So
I have the hanger thing. So if I get a new shirt, something has to go. So it's just
totally fine.
just
Totally fine.
That's a good philosophy.
limits how many I can have.
I do that with pants. Not
Pants
shirts,
I
though.
do let roll pretty long.
Pants, unfortunately, all right. So unless they're jeans,
Mine are pretty much jeans.
yeah, structural damage to anything that aren't jeans, you have to get rid of pretty quickly because
I
you
only have
can't.
one pair of jeans, man.
I never wore jeans until I went to the oil field,
Yeah, you didn't.
and then it's just like, well, I'm literally wearing this like 24 hours a day.
Jeans are just like winter shorts, as far as I'm concerned.
That's correct.
So once the hole where my wallet goes starts wearing away, then I'm like, all right,
It
now
has
it's
to
time go.
fall through.
No, I'm not waiting for it to actually fall through.
It has to
but-
fall through. If I have to
why
wear
I
my
usually
wallet in the
Bought
front,
one of these wallets to
Oh.
actually, yeah.
Mine's still about half Costanza.
Yeah.
God dang! I bought this in high school.
Oh, mine's thicker.
Yeah, but you don't have the chain on it anymore.
I do still own the chain though.
But I haven't seen you attach it.
No, because I changed my belt every.
Yeah.
No.
Do people still do that? Is that still a look?
Yeah, my daughter asked me, like, Dad, do you have a chain for that? And I was like, yes. Can I have it? I was like, no.
What was she gonna do with it?
Wear it.
All right.
Yeah. It's like, go down to Hot Topic, buy your own fucking chain.
Hot Topic. Wow.
I don't even think that's a thing anymore.
It most definitely is.
Really?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Fuck. I guess I better go down there and get a new chain.
Oh, no, just you'll go on Amazon like the rest of
fucking
us. Yeah.
years, man. Yeah.
The only reason we go to the mall is because my daughter likes to ride the little scooter things at
What mall?
Chapel Hills.
Really?
Yeah. We don't
Are
go
there
there
still
often.
stores?
Yeah, there's still.
There's still stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the game store is still there. They have like laser.
What, the board game store?
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta go up there.
Something moves.
What?
The place is called
Use your moves or something like that.
Check Your Moves or something move. I can't remember.
That's
It's
the
your
game
move?
store?
It's your move.
It's your move.
Yeah.
That's still there?
Yep, that's still there.
Fuck.
And they have sales all the time.
Well, yeah.
Or who knows what their
That's the only way
actual
you stay
prices are?
alive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for a stretch there, like William was into Rubik's cubes, so we try and go there and see if they had Rubik's cubes and stuff like that. But then, yeah, there's.
I got an awesome board game we gotta try someday.
What's that?
It's like Axis and Allies, but in space.
Oh,
So,
Oh, all right.
Cool.
really easy to play. So, really well designed. So,
sounds
I'll
good.
bring it by
Cool.
sometime. Way cool.
Did you play it or okay?
Yeah, I can solo it. So,
Do you play as multiple people?
yeah.
And are they all different personalities?
Not the way that I played, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't pretend to be a different person.
No,
This
I
guy's-
just
this-
trying
this
to figure
guy's
out
Kevin.
the mechanics.
Right. Right.
Yes, totally Kevin in the game. Yeah. What actually works? How can I zero rush everybody?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but see, that's the thing about board games; is they're getting way more sophisticated. So, because what was the last one we played? Didn't we play that like Star Wars ring game, or
We did. I think
we played Fallout?
we played Fallout more recently.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so.
Yeah, the game was kind of weird. So.
Well, I get
Fuck,
it.
we gotta play Rebellion someday. I still have a copy of that. I got it back from my brother. So
Yeah, I forgot where you.
he stole it.
There you go.
I got it back.
Like I'd probably have to go over the. I think I remember how to play it.
We played the fuck out of it.
We did. I don't think we. I think we got a lot of the mileage out of it in terms of.
I think the toothpaste was out of the tube. So yeah.
I think.
And it was a fun game.
Well, it is a fun game.
Yeah.
I think we also know each other at this point. I think that's sort of. Like I'm down for it.
Yeah, but I know where you're gonna put the fucking base if you're the rebels.
Here's the thing: is you and I also don't work well as the other team.
No,
We don't. I play Empire for shit, and you play Rebels for shit, man. It's
That's
like
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we're almost like directly at 50-50 too. I'm on record.
pretty close. Yeah.
I'm also on record for the quickest loss in that game, possibly in history.
We played another game immediately. Because it's like, are you here? And he's like, yes. It's like, do you want to re-roll? Yes.
So we'll do it because you got me in like 10 minutes. I was like, I wonder if this will work. Clearly, it does not.
Did happen. Yeah.
I tried. I tried to do an off-the-wall strategy, but
Shit, man, you and I played so many rounds of like Ticket to Ride too.
yeah.
I need to go get that game. It's in my basement.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do that because you and I played the fuck out of that game.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
So
absolutely
to the
did.
point in time where like Jeff and I would like figure out like how far each one of us could get our routes going
Oh, yeah.
until somebody lost. So
Gotcha.
Well, because eventually there was...
we were trying to have a good time with it. All right. So, but still at the same point in time, it was like, fucker, 18 rounds in, I got you. Like, oh, you got me.
there was always sort of like a mid-game to three-quarter game gambit where you figured out what the other person was doing. And
So you
have
go down to Texas. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, either you divert or you try to get around it. Like,
Right.
you're like, I know you know what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're trying to get all the coal cars. So I got you.
And you'd start hoarding certain colors because you're like, yeah, I know where you're going. And you
play
try
way
to
too
like,
much of that, man.
but that's a great game. Like, didn't we
That's a
try one of the
fantastic
other
game.
ones and it sucked?
Um,
Did we try like one of the
we
like?
tried the European one where it had tunnels and shit, and we didn't like that one. So
I think the U.S. one was
way better.
yeah,
Way
that
better.
was the trick.
But then, like, I played you many rounds in Carcassonne, and you just like always fucking pretzel bending me.
I think there's just I think I see that just a little bit differently than you do.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I think I can get this, and you were like, no, man, I got an entire fucking city built, and here, bang, and I was like, motherfucker,
Like you get
played
my
this
ass
for an hour and a half.
Hey, dude. Sometimes you get the pieces, and sometimes it's not. But I don't know. I think I just saw that one a little bit better than you.
You totally
did,
got that one
but-
better on me.
But that's not a.
It was still
I take
fun, man.
No, it's a right game. It
Yeah,
is,
it's a
but
great
yeah,
game.
I've taken my licks at plenty of other games, man.
That's
It's just
true.
like this is not for me. I think right now I'd lose to either of you in chess.
Chess? Oh, wow, I haven't played that in ages.
I've played it some because the kids play.
Do they?
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought your daughter was playing too.
No.
No, all right.
Just a little bit. Yeah. It was like King Me. I was like, wrong game.
All right.
And I guess Libby's GT class, they were having chess tournaments, so she got all into it and,
Really?
Oh, cool.
and all that. So
See, that's cool.
yeah, it's fun, but it took me a bit to be like, oh yeah.
You know what game I like to play with you guys? I'd like to play that Wordle game again.
Oh,
You
On the
remember that?
Xbox?
Was that? Was that?
Quarrel?
Quarrel?
No, was it Quarrel?
Yeah.
Quarrel?
Yeah.
It was Quarrel.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
I remember
Yeah.
playing that with you guys and my mother-in-law, because this is when I lived with my
yeah.
in-laws.
That's
And
right.
she was
yeah.
like, do this. And I was like, yeah. Just fucking murder you guys. You know? And then she wouldn't be in the room, and you guys would murder me.
Yeah, wasn't your wife helping you on one of those too?
No, that was my mother-in-law.
Yeah. Because that's her deal. She loves that stuff, right?
She loves that stuff.
Yeah.
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 She was like, oh, yeah. Quetzalcoatl. Yeah. I was like, is that a thing? She's like, yeah, it's, like an Aztec capital. I was like, punched it in. It was like, you guys die.
I tried to get my kids into Boggle, and they're just like,
Could not care
they
less.
do
No,
not-
really? Yeah, okay. You know what I'd like to play again? It's just like a straight up game of Monopoly.
Okay. Why?
I don't,
That's-
it's been like 15 years, man. Because we wrote that game off as just like a piece of shit back then. I'm kind of curious to just like try it out again at some point in
I
time.
haven't played regular Monopoly in forever.
That's my point.
All right.
You definitely did not like the.
Oh, the fucking Mario Kart bullshit, cheater shit in there.
No,
that's
not
like
that one.
no. Okay, so here was something that I can agree with you because there were certain rules in Monopoly that historically I've never played with, but I think would actually add an incredible value to the game at this point.
What, throwing like parking tickets in the middle?
No, that's got to go. But the actual auction.
Oh, in the beginning?
No. When you land on a square, you can send it to auction.
Yeah, and nobody buys it. You send it to auction. That should be a lot of fun.
Never. It's always been a part of the game, but I never played with that.
Yeah.
And I was like, at this point, where I'm working with people that know how to like manipulate prices and would take the risk of basically not necessarily getting that property for the purpose of draining
But just
people's
making
cash.
somebody else to actually spend money for it? Yeah, fuck yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
this actually seems like a pretty important dimension of this game at higher levels.
And we never played with it.
Uh-oh.
Well, if you play by the rules, the game does not last long.
No,
Really?
You're right.
No,
It's
because you're not. Yeah, you can. That's close
But
enough.
it takes forever
That's
to actually like build a hotel. Because you have to
can
have
go
4
bankrupt
houses.
in the first round if you're buying properties.
Yes.
Whereas back in the day, you'd always just be like, "Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You'll get me on the next one." Or yeah, you don't make them like mortgage their property right off the bat
My dad
because
did.
you're like $5 short.
Yeah.
My dad was ruthless in that.
All right. Well,
So,
we never played with the ruthlessness.
No, we always played. God, it's because that was the whole thing. Was not only did we play with like mercy rules, we also let this be a lesson to you. It's like we totally inflated the economy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with the free parking money.
We fucked it up. We did so many of those things where it's,
Yeah, it's supposed to be like $8. You get like $1,000 out of
Well,
it.
like, this is-
There's 500 in there to start,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's not in the rules. Yeah.
yeah, this is the kind of shit where, like, if you look in, like, the 1896 rules or whatever, it's like, as
You
a...
get sold into slavery.
well, like, the opening line of the game is, like, as a lesson to teach the value of the gold standard. You know, so this is, when you actually just go ahead and just, so, like, money printer goes, brrr, right? That's the...
Yeah.
And I think you can just build on. You don't have to build one house on each. Like you can just build a hotel onto like one.
property.
See, that was a fucked
Yes.
up home rule.
We never played that way. You always had to go in the layers.
By
But I think you can
Groups of
just
3. You can buy one.
yeah, you can just buy one and just
You could buy 3 houses on Marvin Gardens and none on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because if you play it right, like $26 is a big deal.
yeah.
Because when you play it, it's like, what are these dog shit rents that you get on like landing in one
You get,
spot?
like
It's
$8 on Baltic Avenue, you know, and it's like that just increased my like net worth by 50%. Yeah,
and you're laughing at it. It's like, here's your $8. I took all of your soaps and I'm gonna bring home like 9 towels. It's like, fuck you.
They make you some fucking biscuits.
Because you look at this like, what kind of rinky-dink price is like, oh, it doubled because I got all of them? $14. Oh my gosh.
Woody-doo,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, then you $14
True.
hurts, and then you actually like scrimp and save to get like 2 houses
Yeah.
on New York, which is like, I don't know, $300.
And you gotta wait. You just want to build stuff that have cards that are associated with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Risk used to be the same way. Remember a Risk game, like where you would actually have like 4 fucking armies in the beginning. You'd be like, I'm invincible.
Until the trade-ins
you
piled
march
up.
all the way up from Australia to Indonesia. You know, it's like I'm getting 2 extra fucking armies, so I'm gonna kill all of you.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I can get my kids into Risk. They're just
dude, it's a bullshit game.
there's no way they have the patience for that one.
It was the best war game for
I
like
loved
25
it.
years.
Oh man,
But people really stepped their game up after. It was like, there's a void here. There's like,
dude, I have an original copy of Axis and Allies. We should fucking play that someday,
Wow.
just for funsies. You know, like
Well,
we
I
don't
haven't
want
played
5
it
people there. We
forever.
don't want like, you know, our local water wizard to spend 45 minutes thinking about his late turn.
Christ.
So, you know, but I still have an original copy of that.
It's like Wizard. I was like, I don't want to ban you, but you gotta like, I don't want to.
You need the little clock.
I don't want to
thing.
set the clock, man. I
I want
can't.
to set
It's
the
like,
clock.
it's like, what were you thinking about?
I remember you went on an entire date
Yeah, I sure did.
one night.
Yeah, I did.
Because we had the big version, and then like I don't even remember. It was like me and my brother. Who was?
Well, you and Ryan were there. You and
Well, Water Wizard was there, but I think my brother was there too.
he might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, where'd Jeff go? It's like doesn't matter. So, he'll be back in a couple hours and it'll be ready for his turn.
Yeah. And Elvis was right there, just kept you company. And
Elvis was.
so,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
a great picture of him just like sitting under the table.
Ah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goofy looking dog. I love it.
You know, a game we didn't actually get a chance to play that much was that King Arthur game that you got.
Yeah,
We played it a couple times. We played it at your house. No, we played it at your mom's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
well, I mean, it's cool. It's just I think that game needs the guys. I think it's something where
It does.
it really better because you and I played it, just you and I a couple of times.
Yeah, but
And
it doesn't work with, because you get the rando card where you're supposed to be the bad guy.
It only happened once.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it was just completely random. It just wasn't
Yeah.
getting dealt.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you guys found me out anyway.
You made it kind of obvious.
I mean, you guys were eyeballing me anyway. But yeah, that only happened once, and
That's true.
I think it does benefit with more players.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I will say this: now that I have wasted some time on the Next Door app.
Oh, dear. What, you find some local players?
Dude, some of the postings though, are actually kind of sad.
Really?
Yeah, some of them are. So, all right.
Lost my cat kind of sad, or?
Well, the cool thing about those is most cats and dogs get found.
They do.
Yeah, but the sad ones are like, hey, I'm 60. Does anybody want to be friends?
Oh, really?
Oh, so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's.
You don't get those on the Ring app.
No. Definitely not.
That place is purely adversarial. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's very bitey.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
very much. This was captured on my Ring. Do you know these people?
Fucking teenagers checking my car doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen
Really?
these guys?
But you
Yeah.
got folks there like, hey man, I'm just lonely.
Well, I get seen somewhere that's just like, yeah, my parents died or whatever, and I don't
Yeah.
have a place to live. You guys
Really?
have a place to crash for a month or things like that. That, yeah, they or how to take care of my parents. Like, my dad's going through this.
Do you get this one? It's hey, I moved here like 3 months ago. Like, how do you make friends here?
I haven't seen that exactly,
There's a
but
few in here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking play some Rebellion. Yeah, come on over. Bring beer.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
Really?
yeah. I mean, granted, a lot of it is just the most. I would say half the posts are like, I want to do something for you, or I need something done. It's like,
Right.
I do HVAC, or I need HVAC, right? Or
Yeah.
the thing that I went on for in the first place was cheap child labor to clear out like weeds and shit, right?
All of a
And-
sudden it's like, hey, my dad's dying.
Yeah, that's kind of
Oh,
it.
that sucks, man.
Yeah, and there are some people. It's like, I have these things, but I can't. My foot's missing. I can't drive now. But I don't have anybody
Really?
to take. Yeah, there's.
Brutal.
But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of it that's. So again, it's the good news. Like, oh, look at that dog. The dog's missing. Dog got found. Right.
Or they'll
See,
put
that's
cool
awesome.
joke posts, or they took a picture of something random and they'll post it. And I can't remember some of them, but yeah, there's been a few that have made me chuckle. Where I'm like, all right,
So this is next door.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Should I get on this?
it is.
I don't read most.
I
of it.
really don't want to like. So, lady down here has a sign that says in this house we respect blah blah blah.
Well, then, yeah, I mean, depends. Do you want to?
See, I actually know most of my neighbors.
Well, it's more than just literally your neighbor.
You go by recent or you go by nearby or stuff like this. That's
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I even
Because I don't mind helping people out, but
no. Look, so there's a lot of stuff where
I don't even know. Is it doing any political stuff right now?
One person actually said, and I know what they were doing, where they said, I need 2 people to help me hang a Harris Waltz
Oh,
banner.
yeah, you were telling me about
Right.
that one.
A
Yeah.
Harris Waltz sign? Really?
Banner.
It takes 2 people
Banner.
to do that?
It's just getting people to see.
Should be about like 12 by 13. So, you know.
Well, I mean, and yeah, and it was what it was. When you go into the comments, there were a couple of people like, hey, that's great. And most of them were like, fucking MAGA, 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 MAGA. And like, all right, well, that's funny because this is what you wanted to do, right? I get it. You don't need extra help to hire a banner. You go to one side,
You're just trying to recruit.
you put a nail over there, you walk to the other end.
You put a nail over there. Yeah.
Like, fuck you. I know what you're doing. You're not slick. None of you are slick.
Yeah, that happened to Jesus, too.
Yeah.
So,
So I knew Jesus.
Right.
And you, sir.
and you, sir.
I know Jesus.
Yeah.
No, because there's a lot of people. It's just like, hey, I have an extra dresser. Do you need a dresser? There's a lot of that. The other ones that are sad are like, yo, man, I've got it rough right now. If anybody has a couple of these things, it would really help me out.
Like what?
Like baby crap.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, see, that would actually be fucking cool. So,
Because there is, like,
Yeah,
if
a lot
you
of
think
that
about
shit.
it, there is. Okay, so there's been some like weird news recently about like socialization in the United States, right? So if one of the things that's been making the rounds lately is that moving graph, and I am a sucker for these things where they start at like 1992, right? And they say,
Oh, yeah.
and they say, what was the most popular mobile phone by year? And you watch this thing in speed.
Yeah, and it's just doing the
It's
pretty cool.
And you watch Nokia own the world 7 times over until like
BlackBerry.
2005. Yeah. And then you see like 600,000 iPhones down here.
and you're the one asshole buys a Windows phone.
So I'm anytime one of these comes, I'm always watching it.
Okay.
It is pretty good.
And so they did this one like for like the past maybe like 100 years of like how people met their wives or their girlfriends.
Ooh.
Right?
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So,
Married.
Work,
Yeah.
like church,
Family.
grocery store. Like,
well, what it comes down to is, all right. So for the longest time, it's your friends, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then work comes in there, but it never overtakes friends, right? And then online dating just kind of like peaks in at around like 98, something like that. And it stays at the bottom for a while, and then it overtakes all of them by like 70%.
What, online?
Yeah.
Really?
Right. Except, here's the thing, is right now, that is nosediving.
really?
Well, yeah.
It is cratering super hard.
So what's number one now?
Well,
It's probably church.
Yeah.
no, church was always like around, but it never went over like 20%. I was surprised.
okay.
I thought, because like back in the day, I was like, I swear, everybody of a certain age met their wife at church.
Yeah.
When they tell you, it's like, how'd you meet your wife at church?
Church. Yeah.
And if they were born before like 1975, that was the answer.
Definitely church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one never really crested like 30%. But
So what is it now?
I'd have to look at
If
it.
online tanked, then
Online at the end of that was like it went up to like 61%, and then it started to
Really?
retract. But like evidently where that line ends is not accurate for where they go, because it ends at like 2023. But evidently it is like imploding hard right now.
Probably because it resulted in the divorce graph.
Saw another weird thing about that too. About basically like by income where you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Male versus female, the likelihood of you getting a divorce.
Way higher.
With what increase? So what's the
as the woman's income increases, the chance for divorce way increases.
because
Yes.
they don't feel bound to stay.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would they stick around with some turd who's just like, not pulling any money?
Well, I was looking at the male side, right? And so, male's chances of divorce, right? Basically, it goes like this.
So
Okay.
straight.
Well, no. It starts out way down here, and then goes completely straight. So,
Okay.
if you... I think the
With what income?
If you're
Yep.
poor, then you're gonna stay married.
No, if you're poor, you're going to get divorced.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that
As a
makes sense.
guy,
Yeah.
basically, the higher your income went, you were consistent across the board after you crossed a certain point. So the income level, which was interesting, it started at minus 10,000. I was like, oh. And of course, these guys.
So minus 10,000 per year, or minus 10,000 as as opposed to
Net value.
the woman's
It was income.
Income. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, and so like once it crossed a point of like 45,000, like $60,000 a year, something like that, guys go completely straight.
Well, yeah, because they have kids, and that makes sense.
I got divorced.
Well, I know, but like, if you have an income level and then you find yourself a stable job where you can take care of your kids and stuff like that, yeah, no, right? Yeah, I don't know. I know you're a sample of one. So.
I know. That's why I'm like, oh.
Let's see if
It
I
seems
can.
there's plenty of people that are divorced. That all of them are like my whole.
Well, it's always
area.
been about half.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't know where it flattens off, and that percentage is just.
Yeah, but
50-50.
I've known a number of guys over there at the yacht club who got divorced, and it was usually because my wife is useless, kind of thing. Doesn't take care of the kids, and I can do that, and so I'll keep doing this and take care of my kids, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done it, so
Yeah, they were looking at some certain factors on there. It had like education and stuff. It was basically like so for guys, I guess it makes sense. Where I think what they were postulating was basically for guys, the reason that once they hit like a certain like threshold for income and like value, it was like that your shit's gonna get chopped in half.
Oh, well,
But if you have dick
if
all,
you got divorced, got it.
right? But if you have dick, right, you don't care.
Well, yeah, because your kids are gonna eat. So
I don't think it's about kids.
so that I'm not going to lose my stuff.
Yeah.
What are you going to take? Half of my nothing?
to a point. I mean,
You got nothing to lose. Getting divorced.
yeah, I'd be surprised if kids don't play a role in that. So
I wouldn't look. I'm sure that there's a possibility of that, but I mean that kind of ties into it too.
well, of course, man. I mean, if you're gonna be in a relationship for a couple of years and you don't have kids after that, then whatever.
Well, even if you do, because
No, that's my point. If you do, then you're like, all right. So what does it take for me to feed my kids, and not send extra money your way?
that was a lot of that part.
Well,
that's
my
where
point,
that's where I'm like the kids part doesn't really apply to the equation first because it's the dollar value first because it's like, all right, well, if I'm getting chopped in half, that's not going to work out for either party.
Yeah, but if you go through alimony and stuff like that, child support, it's based upon how many kids you have.
And it's a ton.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I'm a plumber and I make $85,000 a year,
It all depends on how much she makes.
well, exactly.
If she's making nothing, you're doomed.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so the online thing, the reason that it's sort of like falling apart is evidently the model that they generally have of women essentially doing all the picking is not working.
All the what?
All the picking is not working.
Picking of what?
Guys,
Huh?
They control the power.
yeah.
Of what?
who they hook up with.
Yeah.
Because
That model is not working.
Guys will like
Well,
hundreds of
hasn't that
girls.
always been the case?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, okay.
In like real life and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. In real life? No.
Yeah.
Not a chance. No.
You don't think the girl controls the power at at a bar or wherever?
Okay, at a bar. You know what's funny? Bar was never like
Never
on the
got
list.
out there.
It was like 10-15% at its highest. So it was never actually a major source. That's actually kind of like a Hollywood thing. That's sort of like a like it's enough that you'd know somebody that it might have happened to, but it was not a regular thing. It was never a super social thing because most of the time it was still you got introduced through your friends.
But if we're all don't see each other anymore because we're all distance and
There's
stuff,
that,
then we
there's-
don't have friends to introduce to people.
There's that, or they're look. There's a lot of people just not meeting. There's a lot of people that have given up, and I get it.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
And I don't blame them. The honestly, the biggest thing about it is that they're just finding like women are just too fat.
I don't think that's it. I think that they just get swamped by fucking douchebag dudes.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know.
Have you used online dating apps?
Absolutely not, and nor
I
would
have.
I use them.
And what I'm telling you here is, there's a lot of people on there. Well, come on, man. You got to tell me there's a lot of swiping left you do.
Yeah.
Why?
What does swipe left mean?
No.
So you do that.
Yes.
Okay.
And they do it too.
Yeah.
What's the ratio there? How often do they do it to you versus you do it to them?
So, women don't have to swipe nearly. Women are swiping left on people that like them.
So swipe left is bad.
It means not interested.
Got it.
So they're doing swipe left on people that have already liked them. So they already know the guy's interested. So they're choosing swipe left.
Right. Okay.
Guys are going through the entire book and swiping left till they find people that they like. Only guys will send out likes. They'll like hundreds of women. So that's why women have
So they're just playing a spread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then women get to go through all the ones that have just liked them and just swipe through that book. They rarely have to go through the whole fish market. And
Well, they don't care.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
but I swipe left for different things. But yes, if they're not attractive, then
Well, that's going to be the first thing that you swipe on.
Well,
Right.
of course, man. Especially if you get 1,000 every single fucking day.
Or I swipe left if their first picture is them like climbing a mountain.
Why?
That's
interesting.
fair,
I have no interest
In climbing mountains?
If that's your thing, that is your primary picture.
Yeah, you go do that.
We are not good at I have no desire. You're holding up that 14er sign?
Yeah. Nope. Don't so.
See ya.
Yep. It's not my business.
Same thing goes with me. I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, so if your picture you choose to represent yourself is holding a firearm, I'm not interested.
Why would they do that?
Well, because
That's not the first one.
Why would they do that?
because for some
Hold on,
guys,
fucking
For some
M60.
guys, yeah,
some
that-
guys are
that
going to be
is-
like, I'm gonna super like this.
Yeah,
and it was
that's
like,
true.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, that's
so
what
it's
you're
just
into.
a game. Yeah.
Well, it's your first glimpse into it's your cover of your book.
right? If you're going to
You
express,
actually want to open the jacket, and I'm surprisingly, so many guys do the swipe left right so fast
yes,
that they don't even read what the people have wrote.
Yeah,
No,
of course
like,
not. Let alone you like put up 3 lines there, they get read. Yeah, I totally get it.
yeah. There's see, I look at that because there's a couple of words that I'm looking out for too. Polyamorous.
Oh yeah, that
Fuck that.
What is it? What is it?
I have
Ethical.
seen that destroy so many
Ethical
Monogamy.
monogamy. There's a couple
Wait a
of
minute,
terms.
what is this?
ethical non-monogamy. That
What
means
is
they're
that?
in a relationship and
So, but
it's
you can go around and
cruel.
fuck other people? Fuck that.
And here's the thing: is
It's
for
more than you can believe.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that just people playing the field, or they legit feel that way?
I don't know. I've never taken anybody up on it to
Yeah,
find
okay,
out
yeah,
and
no.
actually ask them questions.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard swipe
Yeah.
right away. Too.
That's a swipe left with a running start. That's like, yeah.
But to be fair, they usually put it like the first line. Like it's usually not hidden somewhere.
So it's just people who want to fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple other things you'll see on there normally. 420 friendly.
What is 420 friendly?
Whoa.
Oh, you like weed.
Okay, I was like,
okay.
whoa,
Sorry.
you really.
No, it's you know what? People don't use that term anymore. That is
What do they use?
no. Well, how people don't say like 420. That hasn't been like popular at least since like high school.
I don't know. It's literally an option you can check.
I know it is, but
okay.
I don't hear normal people say that term in real life.
I don't really meet people that actually talk about it.
All right, fair enough. But okay, but
So
anyway,
not in that age group where.
yeah, and then there's a bunch of other ones where like dog mom or whatever. It's like
Right,
that
yeah.
that's all fine like that.
God damn it, I'm so good.
What'd you do?
Huh?
What?
Nothing, I'm
Oh,
fine.
that
man.
you don't know 420?
No.
Oh.
Like, something happened to my wife tomorrow, I'd be perfectly happy as a bachelor the rest of my life.
Oh.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. And there's a lot of them that just. I'm sorry, man. There are more fat women than there are fat men, and fat women have very unrealistic standards.
Actually, swiping through the things, I'd say there's more. I mean, they don't have to be like skinny, but not fat. But there's more that are just normal people than fat, kind of by far. Like normal,
Yeah.
I'd say it's like a third that are way overweight. Like a bit more than a third that are just regular people.
Yeah.
And then
within the realms, you'd say,
that are
of,
just-
yeah.
Yeah, and then the less than a third are actually skinny and all that.
Yeah, I'd say less than a third.
But actually, it's not. And I guess fortunately we live in Colorado.
Yes, we do. Which means, think about how bad this is in
In
Mississippi.
Mississippi, or well, I'm guessing cold states.
So the fattest states,
Is down south?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Interesting demographic. So you're not going to believe this. Well, actually, you probably will believe this. One of the reasons that the southern states are the fattest states is because they have the highest percentage of black people who are considerably more obese than other races.
Really?
That is correct.
Oh.
White people do all right. They're not perfect, and you see plenty of them at your local Walmarts and stuff that are clearly, like, really, really tipping the scales.
Yes.
But, on average... Whoa!
Hey. Hey, easy, girl. What the heck? You're good.
It's alright.
No, I'm sorry. What?
No, it's fine.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, what? Sorry about that, Pat. I don't know.
I'm not offended.
Don't do that.
She hasn't had any problems with you for a long time. I don't know if something just set her off.
Okay.
I apologize.
No. It's really cool.
I think she likes you.
know.
You're the one that she normally snuggles with.
Well, yeah, especially if I bring cookies. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
We're talking about the fattest states.
But the fattest states?
Oh,
What's the top of the list?
it's all down south. It's Mississippi, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Basically, and again, I know this is screwed up, but it's basically the states that have the highest percentage of population that are Black and Latino are the fattest.
So Texas.
Texas is on that list. Yes. As
what's the skinniest? Asians?
Seattle.
I believe so. I mean, this state is still at number 1.
Oh, this state, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, this is something where this has also changed in the past 20 years, where like Colorado used to be like 0 to 9% overweight, and now we're leading at like sub 20, and that's number 1. Whereas most of the states are 30%. Those southern states, 40%.
How much is that just the baseline not changing, though?
What do you mean?
For like what qualifies as fat?
Yeah.
Why would the baseline change?
Well, I don't know. I'm just curious. So, if they're judging people based upon, like, where they were in the 1940s, that's not really a fair statistic anymore.
Why?
Is it just your BMI?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically that sort of...
But doesn't that qualify that most people are fat?
No. Most people, by most metrics, especially like BMI, like 96 to like 97% of people fit the chart perfectly.
Really?
Yep. When they go out there and say like, but doesn't Reggie Bush come across as fat? Yeah, he's an exception. For most people, it's dead on.
I thought it qualified that I was fat.
I'm technically obese.
You're like 6'0", 6'1"?
Around there, yeah, 6
Yeah.
foot.
And how much?
180.
There's no fucking way that it says you're fat. 6'1", 180?
6 foot, 180.
I think the standard
I think
is
it's
actually
pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's gotten pretty
There's
awful.
no way.
I think it's pretty insane.
Yeah, I'm definitely classified as obese.
Yeah, generally speaking, the chart is accurate.
Yeah, I don't doubt the chart. I just question the baseline.
I mean, realistically,
Okay, I guess I'm not obese, but I'm not in the green.
what does it say? You're overweight?
It says... I don't know. No, it says I'm overweight. My result is 25.09. 25 to 29.9 is overweight.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Now, keep in mind, the only actual accurate way to do it, like for sure, is to take the calipers out and do that here. So
Because I have muscles, so that's throwing it off.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have liver.
And at the same time, I know that you and I can both go down to the shop. They can go ahead and pull our blood, and our vitals are going to come back good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I know that's a little bit weird. It is what it is. So, but yeah, for most people, like for their activity level, keep in mind, well, like not that many people work out that you think do.
Oh, no, I do not. Yeah.
But here in Colorado, I mean, it might not be
In
workout,
Colorado.
but yeah, because they're always hiking or
Walking, something.
doing all those other things
You have less
Mountain
oxygen.
biking.
that
So,
I am
yeah.
swiping left on.
Yes.
Oh, on the
Because
app.
they all want to. God, you have no idea how many people put hiking. Is things that
Fucking
they love.
gross, man.
It's like, no, I do not want to go spend a day just walking
No,
around.
man. Yeah. Totally fine.
But good lord, it is on so many people's thing.
Well, you gotta understand that people out there are gonna put their best face forward too. So they might hike once a year
To show that they're
exactly.
You could look at some of these people as like, nah, you're outdoorsy.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
That's,
plenty that are. They've got the vests on and
Yeah.
they're in.
They got the
look,
safety vests.
Well, they got the
You got
vests that have
tourniquets and shit.
have the water straw.
Yeah.
The
things
camelback.
The camelback, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So those are swipe left because you're doing way more than I want to.
And like I also understand that if I see a mountain bike in your picture, like I don't have anything against you. It's just you already have a religion, and it if you are into mountain biking, you're into mountain biking, which means you're into that equipment. You're into these places. It is not one weekend; it's every weekend.
Just fine. I'm just not going to go with you.
Well, pretty much, exactly. And a lot of people, they're like, I need you to be into all the things that I'm into. Like, are you going to be into the things that I'm into?
No.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm into The Witcher 3. And quiet weekends and not doing anything,
Like, what I'm going to say, it's like, what do you like to do? It's like, I like to analyze media critically.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter.
There's that piece too. It's like, I like to bother people.
Yeah. I like to provoke the bear.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, my God.
If you list that and somebody responds to you, you found your match.
No.
No, they're going to go fight you, man.
I wouldn't want to spend time with a person like that. What are you, nuts?
I wouldn't want to spend time with a person like
you
me.
Fucking nuts? No, of course not. Are you crazy?
God, I feel bad for my daughter.
Well, it looks like, Patrick, it looks like it's actually cycling back kind of to normal because they're finding that they're finding that it's hard to actually base these things this way. They find that one of the big problems here is that the big problem that it does is it's sort of like separating people from the humanization of actually meeting someone as a person, right?
Well, yeah, you gotta spend some time with somebody, and if you just like a right swipe away from like rejecting that's bad.
And that's it. Is basically it's in the same vein that, in the same way that like Netflix has made watching television more problematic or difficult because of the amount of choice, right?
Yeah, but the death of television is like much less important than
no, but
meeting each other.
It's the same. It's the same phenomenon. It's the same phenomenon where, because there's so much, right? You feel completely justified in skip, right?
You
spend more time skipping than actually.
They will.
Yeah.
They got the college years.
Everybody wants to bump uglies, so whatever.
Well, look,
you'll figure it out.
If white people won't do that anymore, unsophisticated, like poor people and minorities will. They won't stop.
If you want to put it that way, sure.
No, I'm going to because I'm going to look at the birth rates around this globe.
I don't think it matters.
I'm just going to say, like, there are certain cultures that still have very high birth rates. And they aren't fooling around with this kind of stuff.
No, because they have different like social norms and stuff like that. But if you have an entire generation that's going through where I can just like swipe right through a whole bunch of like choices and then wind up, in my mid-30s with nobody, they're gonna figure it out. So.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But yeah, that's some of the.
It's a world that I don't understand. So.
Oh, well, again, it's contracting. It's.
Sorry, man. I got punched out on it.
That's a good thing.
You're fine.
Yeah, no.
Fine.
Yeah,
you don't have to look
my
for those.
daughter.
Why?
She'll be fine. She'll figure it out.
They'll meet people because they're still going to go
Absolutely.
to school and all
Yeah,
that
you're going to
stuff.
go out. You're still going to go do things. You still like bump into other people.
It's not until you're older that you quit meeting people and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's going to meet
true.
nice people at school and work.
Yeah.
That's totally, because that's one of the biggest problems is for people like once you stop going to universities and stuff, then you're kind of at the mercy
You're
of
limiting your pool.
Yes,
You have a
yes.
whole bunch of people at work and stuff. Yeah, I got you.
And if jobs go remote, then
That's right.
really going to start.
Yeah.
And then friends don't really meet up as much, so you don't really have you don't expand your pool of people so you don't have the person that you're like, oh yeah, I know this single.
Yeah. Yeah, totally got you on that.
And then you have people that are kind of like, well, I was friends with him, but he's a Trump guy, so
Well, yeah, there's definitely.
That's why you don't talk about that stuff.
But if it is something like it gets posted.
If it's a big fucking deal, then yeah, put it out there.
Well, let me say it this way. We're 20 days away from an election. It's okay for everybody to be...
It's almost done, so God.
It's okay
Please
for everybody to be
rip the
going
Band-Aid off.
fucking nuts for it right now. Okay? I understand. And this is when all the casuals come in here and talk about, whatever it is that you've known about for years, this is when the casuals come out. They're like, oh, what is this? I heard about this new Super Mario Brothers game. It's like, hey, shut up. It's like, we've been talking about games this has been our inside baseball for...
Hey, man, you don't do that. You don't, shun away new fans, because you weren't here when Super Mario came out. Yeah, don't do that. Stop,
no,
Jeff. Stop. I know what you're doing.
No,
You weren't here when I actually
No.
Street Fighter.
No, stop it. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying here is, just because you just got here doesn't mean that we change everything for you.
It doesn't mean you shut them down.
You are absolutely... It's like you want everybody to come into this thing. You want as many people coming into this hobby, but you integrate into it. You do not demand changes.
So have you gotten your blue book?
No,
have you gotten your ballot?
I got the ballot, but I don't have the
my
blue
ballot
book.
and I got my blue book. I'm going to punch mine in this week. So
Maybe I'll have to use your book. I don't... You got your book already?
You should have your book.
Yeah, I can't find the book, so maybe I'll borrow yours.
I don't know all the other things that are on there, so...
I think we
haven't
know.
gone through it all yet.
Yeah. So I'm just going to punch it in this weekend.
Early vote?
Fucking dunzo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, early vote. So...
Yeah, there's nothing...
This state doesn't fuck it up. So,
I didn't say anything.
It seems like it was brewing. You're like, really?
Trying to
This state?
No, man, I'm not that. I just don't know what the stuff is.
I know I've seen some commercials. There's something about letting you being able to vote for either side in the prelims and stuff like that.
That one's bad.
Yeah.
That one's bad.
You could sabotage the others.
Yeah, the fucking ranked choice voting in the state is the fucking death knell for the state if we ever want to be relevant. So ask anybody in Alaska, where they put up two fucking retards every single year. So,
We've seen them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make it out. They make it into like Gen Pop.
They get in the public water.
Yeah. Alaskans aren't supposed to get out into that. No, they go to Alaska because they like something about Alaska. There's something where you like Alaska and Alaska suits you. Right.
There's a reason why it's that many time zones over that way. Yeah.
Pretty much a distaste of people is a strong factor.
Well, there's a weird sense of both, like, they're like misanthropes, but they're also still like community driven, right? Where it's weird.
We're all crazy together.
That is kind of it. Yeah. It's sort of like my. Marina was trying to say this, so I was like, in the nicest way possible. She's trying to be like, we don't want to say he's Jewish, but so it was basically like,
wait, what?
Okay.
No, wait. Yeah.
Well,
he's a nice Jew.
She was trying to say, she's like, well, this was a colleague, she's like a very, very skilled guy, right?
He's a Jew, but he washes his hands.
Well, here's the thing: is that he wasn't of the tribe, but the thing was, she was like, but all those things that they say about this group, he was. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you could never feel comfortable around him. Like, he was very smart. He was very good in this field. But you always felt like he was trying, whatever he was trying to get you to do was for some kind of, like, personal
to throw
business
more money
gain.
At the Jewish space
Right. Where it was like, anything that you do is kind of like, you had to always be on guard, because he'd say anything business related to get the most labor out of you for little or no charge.
All right, so you need to tell Marina that that's a very Russian way to look at this.
I mean,
I'm sorry, you're not related to this guy. You know, so he's not trying to screw you just because he doesn't have your last name. You know?
No, and then this was the thing. I was like, I get exactly what you're saying. It's like, I don't know the term for not feeling comfortable around somebody. Like
It's called racism, Jeff.
well, no, it wasn't because he's, like I said, he's not one of the tribe. Right?
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying. He's not one of the tribe, but she was like, but those things that are normally ascribed to that, right? She's like, he had all of them.
Right.
Right?
Ask her about her Indian, freaking subordinates. Yeah.
Fired.
Well, yeah, that's
Fired
my
as of
point.
today.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You know, I mean, you know.
Well, that's what I was, and the way that I tried to explain it, I was like, well, he sounds a little shystery, right? She's like, what's that? And
Doing some Skardowski there.
and that's exactly what I explained. It's like, great dude. Awesome
dude.
guy.
Great dude.
But if he was asking you for something like this, you knew that it was going to be
It's got
financially
a $2 premium. Yeah.
Yeah, financially beneficial for him. And if you know that about somebody, you can do that, but you can't approach that with blind faith. You have to know that this person is going to Skardowski you.
European way to actually approach the world, and she should know that. So, it really is. So it's like you're looking at the sticker price, but you know it's not there.
Right.
Okay. So, but that's a different dealership.
Like maybe that's it. Maybe that's the expectation of like haggleage. You know, where like.
Well, yeah, and I mean
you expect people to lowball you.
Right, but you go into CarMax and they're like, no, it's 18.5, and you're like, well, I think I'll give you 17. And they're like, no, motherfucker, it's 18.5. Otherwise, take a hike.
Right.
You know, there's no haggling going on here because we've
CarMax
already done that. Yeah, that's how they are. But see, that's the point. Is like, you know, you deal with people like, yeah, I've dealt with many people, Eastern Europeans. You know, it's just like, no, you're trying to fuck me. It's like, no, I'm not trying to fuck you. I'm telling you the way that it is.
Right.
Okay? I'm not here to cut you a deal. I'm not here to do you a favor. All right? I'm here because I have to do it this way. You know?
Well, and there are certain things that's like, I can't do this. Where it's like, look, I know what you're trying to do.
I've me in way trouble.
Well, it's like, look, I know all the principles here. It's like, okay, so why haven't you told me yet how much you're offering? Okay, fine. You want me to set an anchor point. All right, $1 million.
Exactly. $1 million for a Ford F-150?
Okay, now do you want to tell me realistically what you want to...
Dude, can we just get this done?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, here's the thing. If I say $1 million, you're well within your capacity to say, okay, you may leave. That's fine. That's fine. That's
fine. Yeah,
that's a good answer. That's okay. But I'm not going to do this thing.
You're not fucking with me.
You're not going to, kind of look away from me and kind of whistle and kick rocks on the ground and say, well, I don't know how much do you want to offer.
Yeah,
it's
might have $500,000. You know?
It's like I don't want to do this. This is like, $1 million.
You're wasting my time, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How much do you want from this, and we'll work from there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to make excuses. I don't want to be like, I gotcha, but it is football season.
Stop wasting my time.
Now, here's the thing. Some people live for that. They love that. That is part of, like, I knew people that every weekend, what was their game? It's like, I am going to the pawn shop.
And garage sales.
I'm going to go get me some guns.
And I'm going to the pawn shop. I'm going to go bother people. And what are you going to do? It's like, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to ask them how much do you want for this thing. Then when they say that, I'm going to say, $500, that's new. This is used. Right? What?
This is used.
I knew people who loved doing that. That was like their hobby.
I know, man, but like, understand what they're actually doing at that point. They're just wasting some dude's time.
I know.
You know, it's like, shut the fuck up, take the price, or get the fuck out. You know, because they got other people right behind you. You know, just chill out with that stuff. Like, stop trying to. See, that's the whole thing. Like, and that's the whole thing that's going on with the election right now.
This is the haggle economy.
It's not even the haggle economy. It's the haggle presidency. It's like, show us what you got. You're like, well, let me think about it a little bit. Let me do
the other side really sucks.
some math and
Right.
let me work out a plan. It's like,
God, that's so
motherfucker,
true.
show up
That's-
and actually show me what you got.
Please just tell me.
Please just tell me what you got. Tell me
who you are, what you're doing.
Exactly.
Let's roll. Let's make a real choice.
No, we're gonna play keep away with this.
The other side really sucks. The other side is just terrible.
That is such a good point, because I
Why
didn't.
don't you just tell me
the
what you're
haggle,
going to do?
It's the haggle election, and everybody's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done with this. I'm just gonna punch in this. And now they're like, oh, wait a minute, come on back, And it's like, no, I'm good. I made my decision. Fuck off.
Well, this is what we get. I mean, here's the thing: is it's on us, because here.
It's absolutely on us.
All right, the problem on this, and there are a lot of people that anything where it's you must.
He makes that noise when he gets mad.
Again, it's that whole concept. I only use this one because it rhymes. The whole vote blue no matter who thing, where it's like, no, actually, whether you have a good candidate or a bad candidate, right? Whatever side that you're on, you cannot do that if you do not support this candidate. You have to be willing to either abstain,
Stop wasting my time,
vote for someone else, and basically say that, dude, it's the same. Will, I hate to pick on you, okay? Marvel products won't improve.
Oh my god! How did you link that back into that quickly?
Because either well, because the numbers. They're going to look at it. They're going to say it's when it comes down to it. It's not the review scores that they get on Rotten Tomatoes from the. It's going to be how many people watched it, right?
Well, Deadpool and Wolverine's in Marvel now, so
Correct.
I guess they're going to make movies. They're going to use Hugh Jackman until he dies.
Well, and I think there's a possibility that they took the right lessons from that movie, right? My understanding is that they made gay jokes the whole way through.
There was some, yeah.
Which were absolutely taboo. Like one of the most disgusting things to me is that in the 2002 Spider-Man, they take out my favorite joke if they show it on TV.
Yeah.
So when Spider-Man first shows up in his sweats, and he's wrestling with Bonesaw, Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
And Spider-Man asks him, "Nice outfit. Did your boyfriend make it for you?" That joke is removed from television viewings.
Gotcha.
That was just 2002.
So wait a minute, what's the point here?
The point is, we've now rolled around to 2023, 2024, and gay jokes are back on the table. And what I'm saying here
How
is,
are they back on the table?
dude, the spirit of that was gone from that universe.
Well, okay, but how does that translate to now? What's
For
going
elections? Or
on? For elections?
No, it's about learning the lessons of basically what succeeds and what fails. And so with elections, even if you have a candidate that is on your side but you don't like them, you can't support them. You have to say
the better of the two options.
That's not enough.
Well, but you only get two options.
Yeah, I think that's why you're voting, because otherwise I don't really like either one of them.
Nobody likes either one of them.
And now you're seeing the problem. You're saying, this is what I'm saying, this is the conundrum. The only way it changes is if you do not vote. Basically, they'll look at the numbers and they'll say, it's not just that you lost, it's that people didn't show up for this kind of person with this kind of personality with this kind of record. That is the only way to get, because either one of two things is going to happen. They're going to win or they're going to lose. If they win, people will say, this is okay. If they lose, they're going to look for reasons why.
They both suck, so one side's going to win, so they're going to think it's okay.
What? Yeah, I think whatever side actually wins, that's basically the death knell of whatever movement they represent. If Kamala Harris wins, DEI is done. There will be no argument behind it after that point in time.
What?
Yeah, seriously. If Donald Trump wins, MAGA is done. So
if Donald Trump wins, MAGA is done.
I truly believe so. Yeah. all the crazies will be gonzo. It'll totally be co-opted by, normie Republicans. So the baby gets his bottle at that point in time.
He already had his bottle.
Nope. He got taken away in 2020. He'll get it back. He won't do shit. So Kamala Harris wins. There will never be an argument about anything that has anything to do with DEI that will be able to stand the light of day. Because bad candidate.
But if she wins, they're going to try and promote that crap.
Nah, they won't be able to do it because she won.
Well, then she's going to try and enforce it.
I don't think so. So
that makes zero sense.
Okay, I'm going to stand on it though, man.
All right, so
if
you say about MAGA is true in the sense that MAGA isn't a Republican brand, that's a Donald Trump brand.
And if he gets elected one more time,
that goes away.
It's done. And
yeah.
I absolutely believe the same thing is true with Kamala Harris. If she wins, she will not be able to hang on to the presidency for another 4 years. She will not be able to enforce anything. And everybody will turn to her and say, hey, we elected a woman of color. It's done so. So, at this point in time. So even in the face of that strong of a resistance, it'll be done.
But you said DEI, though.
Yeah, bro, that's already on its way out. So,
well, that's what I'm saying is what do you mean by DEI?
Any kind of consideration of whether or not someone should actually be in a position based upon their ethnic and gender identity. So, it'll be done because it's been achieved.
Because you got it?
Yeah, it'll be done.
The Rooney Rule will still exist.
Huh?
No, you're not wrong.
The Rooney Rule.
What's the Rooney Rule?
Where you have to interview somebody of color for the head coach position.
If she's in a position, I don't think so.
That ain't leaving the NFL.
No. No, it's not.
They do not want the croniness, even though...
Here's the thing.
It would definitely pull the teeth from it.
No. The only way that would happen to the NFL is if they lost viewership. And specifically for that reason. I'm telling you, in the same way that you cannot pull the teeth out of something. We get the politicians we deserve. This is the thing, is we've let it slide for such a long time where it's we're going to... All right, scumbags are supposed to get kicked out in the primaries, right? Here's the thing: is
That's
your
not how the system works, though.
No. It's supposed to. It's the primaries are supposed to be the point.
Supposed to and is are different things.
Well, just because it hasn't been going that way in recent years doesn't mean that's not the way that it's supposed to work. So we can't use Kamala Harris as a perfect example because she would have gotten thrown out in the primary, right? She got 1% of the
primary.
vote.
They basically cooked a primary up for her because she refused to step down.
Correct.
Yeah, and so honestly, I think it's done if she actually gets elected.
But if she doesn't get elected, you think it's going to keep going?
Yeah, of course, because it'll be oh well, they didn't elect her because she's black and she's
because she's a woman.
Well, whatever. Both those things are essentially the same. Okay. So, in terms of the orange man got back in, orange man bad. And then,
You guys are racist. You guys are sexist.
That'll happen.
Uh-huh.
So, but if she wins, that's done. Now they have to support her.
What about when Obama won?
Yeah, that's kind of the...
Well, Obama's fine. So,
but why didn't it end there then?
Right.
Well, because of Trayvon Martin and, George Floyd and all that stuff.
George Floyd wasn't until...
I understand that, but it left enough of that open for that to become a big fucking deal down the road, all right? Especially after Donald Trump won in 2016. Okay? So, remember, Donald Trump's right after Barack Obama.
Yeah.
So there's still some reflection going on there, and, people are mad about that. And Obama didn't give us what we wanted to get, because he actually turned out to be much more conservative than everybody thought. So, that's what I'm saying. This election, you vote for what you want to die. So,
And that's not healthy. That's not.
That's perfectly healthy.
Absolutely not.
That is perfectly healthy. So,
Vote for what I want to die, so I should vote for Kamala?
if that's what you want to die, yeah.
And he says that's perfectly healthy.
I think that's perfectly healthy.
That's. No, you should be voting for what you want. The system should be here. That's why you primary is. We understand that no one person will represent everything that you want,
Correct.
right? So here's a list of 6 various losers that you're supposed to like filter through and say whatever scumbaggy things need to come out now, so you get kicked out,
Yep.
right? And you ultimately, yes, you do have a settlement that you have, but ultimately it's through that process of saying, all right, these 6 things are things that people like, which is why they've come to the top, and then of them you're going to choose from there. Now, when somebody skips the entire process, that's a problem,
Oh, totally agreed.
right? But that there is a process there where you're supposed to get what you actually like.
You put under the microscope that which you want to see underneath the microscope. I don't think MAGA has any future in the country. I don't think DEI has any future in the country. So
No, that's his brand.
okay, then put that under the microscope. It won't wither. It won't last.
No, because that's his
Correct.
brand. It's not a Republican brand. It's his brand.
But he's taken over the Republican Party thoroughly, to the point in time where Dick Cheney and his daughter have moved over to the other side.
Correct.
Okay, so if you don't want that to be your Republican Party in the future, put it under the fucking microscope. If you don't want the Democratic Party to actually be like based upon DEI and like identity politics, put that under the fucking microscope, because neither one of those two are going to last the next 4 years. So
What if they succeed while being president?
they won't. So there's no way for that to actually happen, because regardless of what happens, there is no changing law underneath either one of these two presidencies. Donald Trump gets actually elected in, he's a dead duck the minute he gets in there. He won't be able to change fucking shit. So the same thing's true with Kamala Harris. So this is the microscope presidency. You put what you want to die underneath the microscope.
I'm not voting for Kamala.
Nothing makes sense about that.
Yeah, okay.
I
Well,
can't. No, I'm not voting for her.
that's all right, man.
I think she could fuck things up in 4 years.
She could fuck a lot of things up. So could he. So yeah,
But that's the point.
I'm not worried about the next 4 years. I'm worried about the next 16. So
No, I have to survive the next 4 first.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
This is no, I'm not saying that we won't necessarily. We'll make it either way. I think. Okay, I have no idea, but I mean the thing is you can't to go out there and say like, all right, so the next 16 years. I don't give a shit about the next 16 years. I have no idea if I'll live to see the next 16 years. That's not important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry, I'm thinking a little longer term. I know the next 4 years ain't gonna matter.
Everything is an extension of what happens next.
I get that, but I've been around long enough. The next 4 years ain't gonna matter that much. So, which of these two movements do you want to see go? So, because honestly, like if Trump loses in the next 2 weeks, JD Vance is great after 4 more years.
Yeah,
So yeah, and if Kamala Harris loses,
she's not coming back.
she's not coming back, and neither is he at that point in time. So then you get a whole new Democratic slate in 4 years.
By that definition, they also won't matter.
Okay, but I'll take the chance on that.
I mean,
So
if these next 4 years don't matter,
I don't
then
think
the
they matter.
following 4 years also don't matter because it's the same extension.
Depends on
of-
who actually gets put up in the next 4 years.
So you're saying that just these next 4 years don't matter because who's there right now?
Correct. Donald Trump is already a lame duck president if he gets in. He'll be fine. If he gets in, it'll be fine. He's not going to change anything fundamentally. So, I mean, he's gonna walk around and do victory laps and saying like, "Oh, I was right," blah blah blah, and if something big comes up, cool, he'll handle it. I think he'll do a great job. Okay? If she gets elected, she's going to run around for 4 years like a chicken with her head cut off. All right? Fighting off Republicans who are going to say that, the fucking election was rigged. Okay? And fundamentally, she's going to get murdered, in the next 4 years when another election comes around, unless she does something great. I don't see that coming from her.
Sounds like a terrible 4 years.
No, it'll be fine, bro.
Oh my god, no, I won't watch.
What are you talking about?
news.
What do you want to change?
No, I just mean the
What do
news
you
is
want
gonna
to change?
Suck.
No, it'll be fine, man.
No,
As long as you don't pay
want to keep
attention to
hearing
it.
about the damn elections being stolen and all this
Of
other
course it
crap.
will. Even if Donald Trump wins in 2 weeks, what do you think the Democrats are going to say? Oh, election disinformation, blah, 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 blah.
We'll get impeachment hearings. And
That's
we'll get
a
all the
constant,
other
not a
crap.
variable. It's constant now, not a variable. So, regardless of who wins in 2.5 weeks, people are going to bitch about the election.
It happened in 2000. It happened in
Exactly.
2012,
It's a
it happened in
constant, not a
2016,
variable anymore.
it happened in
Yes.
2020.
So
It's only been politicized in this particular situation.
So the question
here.
is what president do you want to have nerfed over the next 4 years? Because whoever gets the job is going to be nerfed. So there you go.
that is.
I know you guys hate that, but
No, it's not a hate thing. It's just
Right.
like I have absolutely no evidence to support that, unfortunately, because all right, so number one, most presidents don't actually take action until their second term.
yeah, and you're not going to get a second-term president.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If Donald Trump enters his second term,
He
right?
won't be able to do shit, man. So
Again, the whole thing is that most people don't until their second term. That would be his second term. If he was going to take big actions, it would be then.
the only time that a president actually gets to do anything like substantial is when they're going into a second term in a really strong position. He is not going to go into this position as a second strong president. So because he's already got like a 4-year break in between there, he's gonna have to pick whole new guys. A lot of these guys are gonna be like, well, where do I sit in this? Am I actually going to support the presidency, or am I actually just ride out the next 4 years? We haven't had a split term presidency since 1870 or 1886,
Yeah.
and that guy was useless in his second term because everybody was already gunning for him at the end of that, because there is no fucking possible way that Donald Trump can run for a third term. It's not possible.
Right.
So why would anybody pay attention to him? Yeah, I mean, he can do a whole bunch of executive orders and shit like that. The next president can strike all those off the next fucking day after he's done so.
But then why does anybody do that for anybody in their second term?
Well, usually because most people, like, if you're going to have two-term... and see, this is the thing that I think, is that we're going to have a lot fewer two-term presidencies over the next 20 years. So,
It's entirely possible.
Well, I mean, the electorate's too fucking close. So it's not like Reagan was like, "Brah." And Clinton was like, "Brah." We're not going to get that, for a while. And so really when it comes down to it, I mean, the guy that you want in the executive, whoever it is someone who can actually handle a crisis. I think Donald Trump's probably better at that. That's a good reason to vote for him. I don't want fundamental reform to anything that's going on at this point in time, because whatever he decides to do, he's going to have to pencil whip it through Congress, through an executive order. He's not going to have a 60-vote majority. That's patently clear, in the Senate. And so everything that he does over the next 4 years is temporary. Okay, so yes, can he actually prevent some shit, from happening? Yeah, and that's a good reason to vote for him. Okay, so, but if he gets it, MAGA's done at that point in time.
But I think everybody knows that.
I hope so. But
Like I said, that's him. MAGA lives and dies with just him.
well, we'll see
MAGA
what
is not the party.
I don't know about that, man. So the party is actually fundamentally shifted towards this more populist kind of thing. That's why they're kicking all these like Liz Cheney folks and stuff out. They have no home there anymore.
That's correct. But that doesn't.
But that's MAGA. That redefines the
So
party.
you're talking. Okay, so what you're talking about here is sort of like MAGA as an idea, not a brand.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense because MAGA disappears once he gets in because that's his thing.
Right, and he's not
Right.
competent enough to actually like establish anything that's permanent and lasting.
No, this is Pepsi.
Okay.
This is the choice of a new generation.
Well, and that's my
whatever.
that's my
That-
point
that
about
goes on.
Kamala Harris. She's not going to be able to establish any kind of like fucking fundamental progressive heart and core of the Democratic Party, which she kind of represents, even though she says she doesn't. She's not going to be able to establish that within a party because it's not sustainable over the long run. I mean, most people don't want fucking walkable cities and streets.
Well, no, okay. So the system has done everything they can to make it clear that we do not want a San Francisco Democrat as the president.
And if
so
she
what did you
becomes
do?
the president, she's fucked.
You created a bullshit end around to put a San Francisco Democrat as the president.
Well, it obviously a very bad move on the part of the Democrat Party. Some of that's due to Joe Biden, who's stubborn as fuck. So, but a lot of it is due to like just bullshit pandering politics to individual like constituencies within the party who are louder than the rest. That makes them no different than Republicans. You know? And so really fundamentally either one of these two movements gets burned down by whoever actually assumes the presidency. That's my point. So,
Okay. I would agree with you for a lot of that, except for the Republican side, where their situation is a little bit different.
Okay.
Whereupon there is like a bonfire and like a bunch of like whooping monkeys like circling it. And
Not wrong.
and so
Some of them did get tossed into the fire. You know,
well, you're getting my
after
point.
generous-
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Is there were some kinds of Republican tests of strength, or
Can you jump over it?
I don't, what you thought I was going to say is not. There was no dignity to the way this is done. This is a straight up this is just like wrestling. This is like that's how that was come to, right?
Right.
There
This
was
is the way my fathers did it.
there was scheming on the other side. Okay, there was absolutely
It's
scheming.
total scheming, and they're going to get completely called out for it.
Okay.
So it's unsustainable if she wins. If she loses, everybody will turn like, oh, look at that fucking shit we did. You know,
Yeah.
and so it's unsustainable on either side. So, like, J.D. Vance actually represents something that's actually like a kernel of hope
Dignity.
over the long run if they survive 4 years. So,
Well, yeah. Okay, so I think
if he loses, he's golden down the road. Okay, because he represents something that's like, okay, not retarded, smart, burned all the monkeys, jumped over the fire. Okay, and
Right.
I was here for that.
Yes.
And so I remember that, and we're ready to go. Okay, let him rock.
yes.
Okay. If Trump wins and does a bunch of stupid shit over the next 18 months, he's fucked.
Right.
But I think he's actually like smart enough to say like, "Hey, boss, let's go talk." You know.
I agree. That's the thing is you.
But that
have to-
kills
yeah.
MAGA. That kills the crazy of the crazies in that party, which is good.
It is a.
That is good. You gotta find a way to purge the vermin.
We've said
Okay.
this. Okay, don't say purge the vermin. That's like
Well, that's what needs to happen.
right. But historically people have used that language in a.
I'm not talking about they. Come on, bro. Give me some credit.
No, as a
man.
matter of fact, I'm going to tell you. Like that's one of the things. That's one of the next the next battles. Is I think the next 4 years is going to be a battle for the Jews, and it's going to be.
Democrats got on the wrong side of that, man.
Well,
So,
they still
got on
have
the wrong
them.
side of that.
They still have them, but
You
I
gotta
mean
get rid
that's
of
the
them.
thing is when it comes down to it, when she goes to Pennsylvania and sees this fucking horse semen chugging weirdo that she picked as her VP, right?
Oh, come on. You don't buy into that, do you?
No, but I
Okay.
buy into he is a fucking weirdo. I'm buying into
I
like
get that. And I'm sorry, yeah, that shotgun, you don't hold it like that.
You don't hold it like that. Again, it's the whole thing of like, who do you think
You're knock your own balls off, man. Come on, I get that. I understand, man.
Okay, so if you're in Pennsylvania and you're like, y'all chose that guy over our...
I get that.
Okay, so,
but if you want your Democrat Party to actually become a legit, realistic party again, best way to do that is for her to win. So...
No.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. No, because the restructuring still, you cannot have success with that and say, like, you managed to find the peace between the Israelites and the Palestinians and the party.
She won't be able to do it.
Have to.
She won't be able to do
You have to let them play the blame game with each other.
I'm sorry, man.
People must be eaten.
They need to be thoroughly defeated. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
And the way for them to be thoroughly defeated is not in 2 weeks. It's in 4 years.
No, they have to start eating each other now.
No. Well,
they
won't do it. They won't do it.
They already are.
Not to the extent that you need. So
there is already a Democrat buffet going on here, right? Dude,
you got to let it percolate for a couple years, man.
By giving them power, you have lost your mind.
They would have no power.
People do not change until they lose.
And they won't lose that bad in the next 2 weeks.
But they will lose.
That's why I'm saying, if she gets in, you guarantee the next loss. So, sorry, man. I mean, I'm just really pragmatic about this. So,
there's some real leaps of logic in there, and that's fine.
That's fine.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Yeah, it's fine.
So,
that's right.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. We're way over time.
Bucko 5.
I have so much work to do.
All right, I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
I'm hitting a fucking button.
Okay.